Was anyone hurt? Asked the chief. Lansing is a very small county. The chief knows just about everyone who lives there. If anyone was hurt, there's a good chance he knows the person. Maybe that's why Officer Simpson looks nervous. No one was hurt, says Simpson, but we caught the suspect. Is everybody familiar with the word suspect?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hold on. First of all, suspect, if we look at suspect as like a verb, if I suspect that you did well on this test, that means that I'm making a guess. But when they use it in this term, their suspect is the person who they suspect did the crime. And most of the time, when they call it a suspect, that's because they legally have to. But if they saw on video with the girl with the gun and they caught her there, they can't say the girl who did it. They still have to call her a suspect, even though they pretty much know she did it. Until she's found guilty, she's a suspect. Okay. Well, Simpson, you guys can take care of that. So he was about to leave. So he stops in mid-sentence. So he didn't even finish the sentence. He understands what's wrong. From behind Officer Simpson, the chief sees his youngest daughter, Devin. She's in handcuffs. Chief Wilcox gets a lump in his throat. He sits in his chair, stunned. How could it be, he thinks. Devin, will you please tell me what's going on, the chief demands. Devin refuses to look at him. Chief can feel anger growing inside of him. He refuses to let that anger show. Take her back for questioning, the chief says to Officer Simpson in a calm voice. Devin, whatever you do, tell the truth, the chief says. I'm your dad. I love you. We will figure this out. So there wasn't a whole lot of vocabulary in there that was too crazy. I'm sorry? What'd you say? I'm sorry?
I said the vocabulary is too hard.
Too hard? The vocabulary in this?
Yeah.
Very difficult?
Yeah, very difficult.
The second one.
Oh, no, I know the second one. I'm talking about this one.
No, not this. The second one.
I know that! I'm talking about this one!
I never understand that.
Well, that's why we're going over the... Just don't get ahead of me. Okay, so no questions about this one.
No.
So, what I saw, there was your classmates, some of you were under 2 minutes. Some of your classmates read this in under 2 minutes. If you did it in about 3 minutes, you're right about where your class is. If you were way over 3 minutes, then you definitely need to be practicing reading at home. So that's why I had you time it. And the more you're reading, the easier it will become. The more you're practicing. Okay? Read, read, read. Read, 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 read. And if it's too hard, go back and read something that's not as difficult. You want to challenge yourself, but you don't want to stay. If this was really difficult for you and every word was a struggle, you need to, that's why I like this site, because you can go back and look right here. You can tell how hard it gets. These get more difficult. They talk about the levels. This was an intermediate level. So it says low, intermediate, and it even tells you the word count. So it tells you how many words, like how long it's going to be. And it starts in the lower levels. Also, this website is based on, if you scroll up, see these are all the beginning levels. And it has low beginning to mid beginning, high beginning. watch on TV, I wanted you to watch a story, something that had a plot. We call it a plot when there's a story to it. But when you go down further, the next one that I wanted you to read was informational passages. So these are all going to be about some specific thing. You're going to learn something. It's not a story. It's telling you about. This is informational.